So on Tuesday night, I had a date night with my wife, and we saw Transformers: The Last Knight. And overall, we enjoyed it. But then I went and watched a few other channels that I like to watch, and just... wow.
This is really terrible. It's terrible by all standards.
So Transformers: The Last Knight is another Transformers bus fire monstrosity directed by Michael Bay.
You made this movie. You made this abomination.
That's all I got, y'all. This movie is bad.
So after seeing that, I thought to myself, are my initial thoughts bad comedy?
Here's a hint.
Hey guys, it's Rodimus Primal. I'm back with another video, and today I am giving my full review for Transformers: The Last Knight, and it's still going to be a spoiler-free review. I'm going to talk spoilers this weekend in my live stream, so this way I give everybody a chance to see it if they want to, so this way we can all talk about it. Transformers: The Last Knight stars Mark Wahlberg, Anthony Hopkins, Josh Duhamel, Isabel Moner, and Laura Haddock. It's the 5th film in the franchise, and hopefully the last one directed by Michael Bay. The story is that the Transformers are now banned from Earth, but they keep arriving here. With Optimus Prime gone, the fate of 2 worlds hangs in the balance. Only by learning the hidden history of Transformers here on Earth can Cade Yeager, Bumblebee, and an Oxford professor hope to save us all. That's the plot in a nutshell. And after seeing the film the first time, I enjoyed it. At first I said it topped them all, but then I saw it a second time, and that's where I saw everything that the critics tore apart. However, I think this movie is still decent enough to see. It certainly beats out Age of Extinction by a long shot. And while the forest fight in Revenge of the Fallen is an amazing battle, The Last Knight still tops it in my opinion. Let's talk about the good things in the movie. The Transformers themselves are unique enough to see who's who in battle. That's always been an issue in these movies. You never could tell who is fighting who because it's always way too up close and it's in your face. But here they chose to use better spread out shots during battles, and it was refreshing to say the least. Next, the robot designs here I think really work to help differentiate them. Each Transformer is unique in size, color, and overall design, unlike the weakling generic nobodies in Revenge of the Fallen. I also think that this version of Megatron overall is my favorite in all 5 films. To answer the many questions about what happened to Age of Extinction's Galvatron and why he's now Megatron, all I can say without spoiling anything is that there is something implied. Also, I really like how much each of the Decepticons had speaking roles and personality to boot. I would venture to say that they have as much character in each of them as in a G1 episode, for better or worse. Now, as a huge Rodimus Prime fan, I was worried what they were going to do with Hot Rod. I liked his character and I thought his weapon was cool. I even think his car mode was awesome too. I absolutely loved Anthony Hopkins in this movie. Even during some hammy moments, and there are a few, he delivers, from what I've read in interviews, a lot of reactions in a chase sequence that are actually genuine. I also really love his sociopathic Cybertronian butler, Cogman. I think everyone who either loves or hates this movie can agree that he has some of the best moments. And his taste in music is epic. Speaking of epic, the battle in the opening during the Dark Ages was something different than what we're used to with Bay, and I overall enjoyed the experience. Now on to the bad. The film leads you on a really interesting journey through the first act. I really enjoy the characters and set pieces. It all felt grand and, dare I say, epic. But then it leads you to the middle where it just seems to drag on forever. The only thing that kept me going during the second act was Anthony Hopkins, and he leaves until the final act somewhere in the middle. There was also a certain cameo's addiction to Transformers I didn't mention that I also found really funny too. I also didn't like the love story between Marky Mark and Star-Lord's mom. Maybe it was necessary, but I think the plot could have done without it. Also, Isabella Moner's character is really underused. In some ways, she reminded me of Miko from Transformers Prime, so maybe this was for the better. However, her and the Autobots take a backseat during the movie's second act, which again, drags on to moments that the second time I was watching this I zoned out for a bit. I also hated Hot Rod's French accent. His robot mode was decent with the exception of his head, but that French accent was terrible. I guess they were trying to capture some Be Our Guest Disney magic of Lumiere and Cogsworth with Utrod and Cogman, but I think that he should have dropped it after his introduction. One thing Bay is known for is not giving the audiences time to register the jokes or digest some of the action and dialogue taking place on screen. This film has that in spades. Its quick pacing moves very quickly, with very little breathing room. I think this also must have to do with the fact that people complained that Age of Extinction was too long. But who knows? Also, the way this movie ends is really abrupt. Like, the battle's over. We won! Roll credits! Overall, I still enjoyed this movie for what it was. It's a popcorn action flick with a lot of signature Bay explosions. It starts out really good and ends okay, but that middle is just meh. And also to remind you guys, there is an end credit scene right in the middle, but nothing is all the way at the end. But what do you think? Did you enjoy Transformers The Last Knight, or did you think it was the worst in the franchise? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. I hope you've enjoyed this movie review, and if so, like and subscribe. Be sure to check out my other videos as well. Once again, be sure to tune into my live stream for when I do a spoiler talk about this movie. And as always, guys, until next time.